So every Monday, we give you Moral Maze, an insight into the frontline battles over life and the family and morality, and such fun. Now, this week, Campaign Life's Tanya Granic-Allen is our victim, and she's volunteering for this, which is rather foolish. And now, speaking of moral issues, you're about to be a mum for the 4th time.
Yes, I am, in a couple of weeks.
Haven't you heard of population control?
I haven't jumped on that bandwagon yet.
Is it true the entire population of the world could live in Texas?
That's what they say. They could have their own, like,
Apparently that is true.
It is true.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Texas, but I wouldn't. Anyway, first issue here, and a lot of what we discuss, I understand all points of view. I really do. I can see why people have differing points of view. But what we shouldn't do is make it banal and cheap. This is exactly what has happened here. Planned Parenthood, which is not just about sexual health. For goodness sake, we know they're involved in eugenics and in indoctrinating children into very extreme forms of sexuality. They're getting their own ice cream flavor.
Yes, like an organization that performs over 300,000 abortions in America every year, gets over $500 million of government taxpayer funding. This lady who owns an ice cream parlor created a special ice cream flavor in Portland, Oregon, and is now raising money through the sales of this flavor to fundraise for Planned Parenthood right in Portland, Oregon.
The last thing they need is money. They get millions.
Oh, they get millions. And what is it for? I mean, just last week you exposed on the show when you had a guest on that actually these specific clinics in Portland, Oregon were promoting like radical concepts to teenagers of dangerous sexual behavior, which includes like I remember, and I quote, some girls like to be whipped, some girls like to be hit. I mean, this is what we're telling 15-year-old women, 15-year-old girls.
Well, that was particularly pernicious because what people do, consenting adults do in their own homes is really not my business. But this was an undercover crew that went in, and these kids were not asking about this. They were being told about this. This older one was saying, you can try this, you can try S&M, and this sort of thing. And they're saying, oh, really? Tell us more. And, of course, she told them more. So what's the flavor, by the way, of ice cream?
It's called Rose City Revolution, because Portland's known as the City of Roses.
OK.
It's really gross.
Always stick with vanilla. Calgary Fertility Clinic. It's very interesting what they're saying here. I mean, first of all, we should establish this. You don't really approve of fertility clinics anyway, do you?
Well, I don't approve of in vitro fertilization as a method, and simply because it results in the destruction of conceived human life.
Okay. So
and I'm not
to create one, you destroy many others.
You destroy many others, or they sit in a freezer, then 10 years later they get destroyed, these poor kids. And it's just, I'm not for destroying life.
Okay, but here there's a racial component.
Yeah, so this clinic, which I later discovered that actually this is a pretty common policy in most IVF clinics, is that they will not create a child that's of a different race than the parents requesting the child.
So a white couple could go in and say, we want a black baby.
And they'll say no.
Why would they ask for a black baby?
Well, they try to, according to what I've understood, that they want to have the child resemble as natural as possible as the parents. That this is not just build your own designer baby. This is not piggybacking on some kind of left-wing Hollywood theme of the day of, you know, creating your own designer black baby. That they actually want to help people with infertility issues create life for them that looks exactly like them, that look like their progeny.
I'm trying to consider this because, I mean, when I first read about it, it seemed quite vile. It seemed that it was actually a racist attitude.
Yeah, me too.
But you know, if white parents said, we want a black baby, you have to wonder why. I mean, you could adopt if you wanted to, but you want a black baby. Why do you want that? You want to show that you have a black baby? I mean, it doesn't seem to me certainly not compelling, and in some ways unsavory.
And like I've spoken to people who have adopted children. Like if a friend of mine has a black child they adopted.
Adoption is totally different.
It is, but even still, the child said, you know, I wish I were the same color as you, Mom and Dad. And it's strange. This is a preteen, and this was strange to me, but I thought, okay, so this is a natural. It is challenging. It can be.
I mean, it can be wonderful, but it can be challenging. So I sort of understand their position. Now, this is an easy one. Gay marriage is not a human right. This is a European Court of Justice that tends to be more progressive than anything else, but it is a court made up of lawyers, and whatever we think of lawyers, there's due process and appeal and so on. And what they've said is, and I think I probably agree with them, they're not saying whether they have any position on same-sex marriage.
Right.
They're saying it's not a human right. I think I can see that argument.
I completely agree. You know, I do a lot of work at the United Nations. I've spent a lot of time there. And when I talk about human rights, I talk about access to food, drinking water, basic education. I'm telling you, the majority, in lots of places in the world, these basic human rights are not being met. I don't think marriage, be it hetero or homo, should be a human right, period.
Would you agree, though, that the right to be openly, proudly and free as a gay person is a human right.
I don't know what you mean by proudly, but...
That you could be a gay person, and for example, the Commonwealth Games that are still on, what is it, 85, 90% of the countries involved, homosexuality is illegal. I think it's an absolute human right to have your, whatever sexuality you are, to have that and not be prosecuted or persecuted.
I don't agree with any kind of discrimination or persecution. I really don't. And I don't believe people should be jailed simply because of whatever tendency they have.
Or face any discrimination.
Yeah, now, again, discrimination is a very loose term, so it depends on what it means. But
or denied a job or a home or safety. Well,
again, you know, it depends on the circumstance. But I really don't. I believe that people have a right to be free, and that people should not have their lives threatened, and that they should not be discriminated against. And I think that's more of an equal human rights thing for all people.
So I would agree. And I'm now alienating both sides here. They're both very angry with me. But the debate over marriage is one that is ongoing. But I think that is separate. I really do think that is separate from the debate about the complete freedom to be gay and not face persecution or discrimination. They're separate. And sadly, with the latter, that's an ongoing campaign. I mean, in so much of Africa and Asia and the entire Islamic world, gay people are not free.
No, they're not. And it's a shame when you hear about people in the Islamic republics being killed and stoned to death simply because they have a certain tendency or whatever.
Where they're treated in Russia and in so much of Africa. Yeah, and they're separate issues. Of course, many in the gay community would argue, no, that marriage is a question of equality, and if we don't have that, there is discrimination. But I think there are nuances.
I would disagree with that, yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if I'll see you again before baby number 4.
You will not.
I will not. So good luck from everyone who works on and watches the arena, or at least, you know, we say that. Do we really mean it? No, of course we do. Good luck to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael.